This is going to be a quick tutorial on the Chrono GX on how to set up a timer with increments. And it will also cover just a couple of other functions, but by all means, this is not a comprehensive video. There is a link in the pinned comment to the actual instruction manual. So this is a good place to start with this video right here, just getting the basics down. And then you need to move on to the instruction manual and learn more. So I saw in the comments, somebody said that they didn't know how to set the clock. I reached out to them and they said they needed to be able to set the clock to 3 minutes plus 2 seconds. And also they wanted to set a 90-minute game plus a 30-second increment. All right, so first of all, let me cut the clock back off. I want to start over. When you first cut the clock on, this is kind of like the quick time you already have set. So, all right, we're just going to cover setting this time, and then we're going to jump into something else here in a minute. So if you want to set up 3 minutes plus 2 seconds, what you want to do, first of all, no matter what time is on the screen, just hold this button down a few seconds till things start flashing. All right, so now what this means is that now you can set these first digits. So for example, you can either on the left side, you can change it with this, and on the right side, you change this with this button, but you also can do them both at the same time if you choose. But let's just say we want to go back to 0. We're not going to worry about that. All right, so now to move on to where the position, the second digit where the 3 is at, just hit the button once, and now you see it's flashing. Now if you hit it, you see that these are moving. So we want to set it at 3 minutes. So let's just hit them. I'm just hitting them simultaneously. You can hit them one side at a time. It's totally up to you. So we're going to go back to 3 minutes. So now we don't want any tens of seconds, and we don't want any single digit seconds. So now we hit this button again. DL here means delay. So we don't want to delay. So we just go hit while the 0 is flashing. That means you could actually change this, for example, as you see this, for example, right? And you can do the other side likewise. But if you don't want to delay, just hit this function button, and it skips to the next digit. And likewise, just hit the function button again. So, all right, here's an increment. This is IN for increment. Say if you wanted a 12-second increment for both sides. There you go. There's a 12-second increment if you wanted 12. But if you want 0, 2, you just go ahead and put that first digit to 0, hit the second button. And again, I'm just going to hit this just to demonstrate. You can just change this second one to 2. All right, so now this right here is the Bronsted delay. This is a type of delay. I'm not going to go into what it is. You can look that up, but this is just another type of delay. Again, we already know what to do here. Just hit the function button, leave them on 0 because you don't want a Bronsted delay. Now, if you want to beep when you hit the button or not, you can turn it on here. I think 1 is off. I mean, 1 is on and 0 is off. That's if you want to, every time that you hit the button. Say if you're playing a classical game, say in a tournament hall, you probably want to turn this off. But if you're just on the, hanging out with your buddy playing Blitz, you might want to have it on just to give you that extra feedback to let you know that you actually hit the button. So we're just going to leave it on here. LED, this is, do you want the LED to light up for each side? I believe 1 is on and 0 is off, I believe. So again, if you wanted to change that, you would just turn it to 0 to turn those off. But we're going to leave those on because most people want to know which side is off, especially if you're playing in a tournament. Maybe people, observers, or the arbiter might from a distance want to know whose move is on, and the LED will indicate that. All right, now this is interesting. Do you want to beep at the end? Now you can set this to 2 beeps, 0 beeps, or 1 beep. Now you might be wondering, why would you set the beeps at the end of the game? Under United States Chess Federation rules, it is a player's responsibility to call a fallen flag. So when your partner, if your opponent runs out of time, you can have the clock to set to notify you if y'all want to both agree to play that way. But technically speaking, you can and should have the clock silent. So if it runs out and your opponent don't see it, but you happen to checkmate them before they saw that your time ran out, that's technically a won game because under UFC rules, you can do that. We just hit, and this right here, likewise, this is what you call halt, HT. I just skipped that last one. I just left it at 0. You can turn the halt on and off here with this. Halt means, do you want to stop the clock when one player time run out? And if not, I believe 0 is off and halt is on when you have it on 1, meaning that if I'm playing you, right, and my time runs out, but the clock will keep ticking for you, so it don't give no notification if my time ran out. Again, that's only if you choose to play that way, because again, in the United States, under our rules, it's the player's responsibility to call the flags. But most of the time when people play Blitz, they have the clock set to beep at the end of the game. But it's totally up to you. All right, so we're going to proceed forward here. This just means the display options, if you wanted to change something about the display here. So we're not going to worry about the display option here. We're just talking about time. And now, again, you can copy these. I just want to show you that last. Let me go back to that. That was the memory slots. I just want to show you that. Get back there real fast. I went too fast. LED and copy to. You can put it in many different memory slots if you want to. But don't worry about that. Just put it in the first memory slot. And again, read the instructions that's in the pinned comment below, and you will get more insight. And again, this is just a good place to start. So now that we've copied to 1, just hold it. Even if you hit the function button again, it's going to go back and circle through all the options, but just stop the options from happening. Just hold this button now for about 2 seconds. Now stop. So now when you hit the button, check it out. Each side is granted 2 seconds per move. So this is 3 seconds plus 2 seconds increments. All right, so now to cut the clock off, I'm gonna show you another way to store time in the game. And this time it's gonna be 90 minutes plus 30-second increments. So you hold this button down, hit the button here 5 times, and it cuts the clock off. Before you hit the button to cut the clock on, which is this, hold this button here down, like this, press it down and hold it. And when you cut this on, now you in the tournament memory time. Tournament time memory. So this is tournament 1, tournament 2, and if you hit the menu function button here, now you got tournament 3, and I think this stands for tournament undecided. But let's just go back to tournament 1. So now if you hit this button here, it's going to go into the tournament 1 memory, and if you hit this one too, it's going to go into the tournament 2 memory. So let's just go into the tournament 1 memory. We click it. So now you see an hour and 30 minutes on the clock, but I'm going to show you how to set it. So don't forget you are in the tournament 1 memory here. So again, same procedure. Hold this down, set the times. I'm just gonna change these just for demonstration here, because again, they are only giving you being that you're in these tournament settings, they're only giving you 3 digits here, assuming you're going to be playing long games. So I just hit those buttons just for the sake of time. So again, this is 30. The second digit is what tens of minutes you want to put. Like this would be 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and so on. We're going to go back to 30. Hit this and go through. Same thing. We don't want any delay. We've already discussed this. Increment, again, 30-second increment. That's a 40-second. If you want to give one side 50 seconds and one side 40, you can totally do that. And by the way, you can also give somebody a handicap with this whole method. If you want to give somebody, say, 2 minutes for myself and 5 minutes for our opponent, you can totally do that as well. So, all right, let's go back to our 30-second increment. Okay. We're just going to cycle through the options really quick. At this point in time, you don't have to do that. I'll make that disclaimer right now. If you're totally set with what you want to do, hold this down. Now you go back to the main screen. And when you hit the buttons, 90 minutes, and every time you hit the clock, you get 30 seconds added. Just like that. All right, so now let's cut the clock off. And again, just to show you that one more time, how to get back to that time slot. Hold down this left, to my left. Hold down this switch, turn this on, hit this button. After you hold this down, you see tournament 1 and tournament 2. Click the button side you want, the memory you want to go into, just tournament 1. Click it, and there you go. There's an hour, 30 minutes, and again, with 30 seconds increment. So with that said, I hope this short tutorial helped you out. And again, in the pinned comment below, you will see a link to the Chrono GX manual, so you can familiarize yourself with the much more rich features that this clock has to offer.